Okay. We're all in.
Let there be light.
Okay, please. All right, we are
officially live on all stations.
And we greet you with.
Thank you for holding on.
Yes.
Through that tumultuous moment of technical challenges and difficulties on this manic Monday.
Yes, and we'll do our best to make it up with great information.
Yeah, because our Manic Monday is now a Happy Monday.
Yes.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy New Day with Ari and J.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. How was everybody's weekend? Yes, Max. Happy birthday, sir. I saw that she was turning it up in the motherland.
Hello.
Man. Hey, them shirts was off the chain, brother. The shirts was off the chain. Also, I did get your message about the what my size is or what my measurements are. I'm not sure. I know what it used to be back in the day before when I had my suits and whatnot, but I lost a little bit of weight since that time. I slimmed down back to my natural weight, especially I should say my fighting weight. And so, and I haven't risen above that, but I never got remeasured since that point. So I will find that out hopefully before you head back. I got a feeling you're going to be out there much longer than you anticipated, though.
Enjoy.
Yeah. But anyways, hey, happy birthday, brother. Welcome to another lap around the sun. Let's make it the best one moving forward. Yeah, we got a lot of good things on the table, man. And a lot of bomb collaborations that we're looking forward to. Man, that purple tea, bro. Man, let us know how that goes, man, because we got a lot of requests for that after we talked about it last week. So, yeah, we'll be looking forward to that. Let's see. Today, we're going to switch things up a little bit and bump everything back a day. So, Deborah, let's see. So we're going to, our schedule for this week is Tuesday, we're going to talk about the electric foods. Wednesday, we'll be talking about the healing teas for Felicia.
Yes.
And then Thursday, we'll be talking about fibroids and the causes and the links to that, and then, what can be done as fibroids in particular. The rate of hysterectomies that are going on in our society, it's insane, and it hurts my heart when I talk to so many women that have had to go or they're either about to go through having a hysterectomy or they've already gone through having one, and I always say I wish they would have spoken to us prior to then because there's so many things that can be done to prevent having it. That's like a last resort. It's not the first, get a hysterectomy. It's just whatever. No, I mean, it's all kind of natural ways to deal with those, especially when you realize that the challenges that cause those issues is real simple, very simple. Yeah, but there's no real money made off of simple. So, Thursday we'll be touching on fibroids. And then Friday, we'll be talking about sexual dysfunction in men and women. And so that should be a real hot topic. And especially going into the weekend, we'll arm you with a few things to make your weekend extra juicy and put some lead back in your pencils and a little bit more fire in your desire for the ladies. And so we'll cover those topics as well. So sexual dysfunction on Friday, fibroids on Thursday, the healing teas on Wednesday, and then the electric foods for a better life on Tuesday, tomorrow.
Yes.
And today is more of what led into today is the overwhelming response we received for that baby food post.
Yes.
Yeah, that baby food post. I think it was shared over 50 or 60 times. I lost count. Every time I looked up, I kept getting blips and blip, 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 just people sharing that and realizing the need of it. And then one of my partners from LA, he had mentioned that there was actually a class action lawsuit. And so I started doing some investigation into it over the weekend, and come to find out there's a bunch of class action lawsuits from the heavy metal investigation that was done a few years ago, released by the Congress. They did a congressional report after it was found from an outside investigation prior to 2019 that there was dangerous levels of arsenic, lead, cadmium, and mercury found in baby food. And I said, wait, there's dangerous levels of it. Why is there any levels of arsenic, rat poison? Why are there any levels of arsenic, cadmium, mercury? I mean, we all know all the things that mercury causes. I mean, it's incredible. Like, how could they do this to our babies? You know, it's the saddest thing I'd ever. I was like, wait, what? And so there was an outside independent report done, and then they presented it to Congress, and then Congress launched a national investigation back in 2019, and they released a report saying that yes, indeed, they found that this is true, that there are dangerously high levels of arsenic. There's many other heavy metals, but the main ones, the most dangerous ones, were arsenic, lead, cadmium, and mercury. And so as much as, 91 times the arsenic levels of the the thing is 91 times the allowable arsenic levels were in the food, 177 times more lead of the allowable level of lead was in the baby food. This is baby food. 69 more times the above the acceptable levels of cadmium were in baby food, and 5 times mercury is probably the most dangerous. 5 times more than the allowable levels of mercury were in the food.
Okay, this is not in the list of contents of the food.
Oh, heck no.
So when it's time to go and get, and this is an organic food too.
Yeah, half of them are organic. Organic.
Okay, so they're not listing this, but they just put it in there?
Yeah.
That's not a bonus.
No, not at all.
That's not a bonus.
Because see, the FDA has this thing where it says they have allowable amounts of these items. So the fact is that they're even in there to begin with.
Right.
That should let us know that, hey, we really, and these are in the organic. I'll touch on the 6 main companies that were included in the report.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like the biggest ones. I mean, there's others, but these are the main ones that they were policing. And I mean, it's sad, because I said, wait. Because I was like, okay, because like when I made the initial post, I was like, okay, well, because basically, if you hadn't seen the post, it was how to make your own baby food or your own baby formula. And this was in response to people seeing the outrage as far as there's a shortage of baby food here in the U.S. Mm-hmm. And I saw people panicking like, oh, where we get my baby food? And I was like, well, shoot, no, you just puree some vegetables and some fruits, you're good to go. Right. And as far as the formula, here's the electric formula. My queen found it online. I was like, oh, this is beautiful.
And I even want to take this time, to thank Miss Felicia, because she's the one who prompted me to go on a search for the formula.
Oh,
so
yes.
thank you. We all thank you, because that has been shared many times.
Yes, you helped so many people with you initiating that helped so many people. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, and so you say, well, and it's like, why? Who puts this stuff in why does it have to be put into the food? Right. And so when you realize that it stems back to the pesticides that they put on the ingredients and the preservatives they put in there, used to preserve the ingredients, or preservative food itself, or so-called food. I wouldn't even call it food anymore. And even in organic. And so they have what they call allowable amounts of stuff that should not even be a part of our food anyway. Because people say, well, how does it get into this? How does it get into these foods and whatnot, and baby food in particular? And it's part of the growing process. They add it to the soil to keep the bugs out and stuff like that. There's so many natural ways, but the natural ways are a little bit more expensive. But at whose expense, though? That's who you have to keep in mind. At whose expense is this having an effect on? Our babies. Because think about it. Heavy metals are linked to autism. They're linked to neurological disorders, ADHD, and cognitive development disorders and whatnot in babies. And think about it. And when you look at the amount of children out here nowadays, how many are experiencing these challenges? And it's sad. My baby girl, she's a preschool teacher, and it's not so much. And it's when I realized what's going on with these new mothers and new families, she said almost every child there has some kind of a disorder, some kind of learning disability. This is in our community. Has some sort of learning disability, some sort of challenge. They're somewhere on the spectrum, autism spectrum. It's ADHD is she said it hurt her heart. They had to put this little baby on Ritalin and stuff. I'm like, wait, what? And like her part of her job is helping to give the children their meds. These are babies; they're not even in kindergarten yet. I'm talking about they have to give the babies their meds. Right. Yeah, I mean it's heart wrenching, and so when you talk about heavy metals, that's where it really takes effect on these developing, our youth's developing minds, and so the heavy metals in children are linked to autism, ADHD, neurological disorders, and cognitive development issues and challenges. And so that's something you really, 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 really got to be aware of, because it's no joke. It's no joke. The powers that be, what they do for the almighty dollar, they don't have no problem taking us out. They don't have no problem creating lifetime patients. People that are hooked and addicted on, to lifetime prescriptions and medications for the rest of their life. People like being medicated is like a normal thing. And no, it don't have to be like that. It don't have to be like that. So the companies that were the top six, Beech Nut was number one. Beech Nut. And the thing is, that actually hits home for me, because I look back to before I really came into this understanding with like my older children. Beech Nut, especially, in particular, my oldest daughter. Yeah, Beech Nut was the bomb. I thought we were doing something good. And honestly, I don't really think that I think this is more of something that's evolved over time, in the effort to, raise that bottom line. And so, in an effort to, keep pace with the other companies that will not, or keep their costs low or whatever it is. But Beech Nut, that was up there. And then Earth's Best Organic. And the reason why that hit home to me, because I was like, okay, we can go get the organic foods, but shoot, half of the top six is organic companies. It's organic. It's the organic choices. So if you can't trust the organic choices, what we gonna do? We definitely we gotta switch reels and really focus on our own, growing our own food, or finding sources within our communities, or coming together to collaborate to create natural sources in our communities that we can reach to for fresh fruits and vegetables, our staple products, because these corporations, they're going to tear us up. They don't care.
Doing so. Yeah,
these is labeled organic. These are supposed to be our alternative choices. So Earth's Best Organic, Plum Organics, which is made by Campbell's Soup, Parents' Choice over at Walmart, they are on the list. And then the one that really like hit me from out of left field, because I would swear by this: Sprouts organic baby food.
Wow.
Sprouts,
Wow.
yes. And so I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, half the companies on this list is the organic versions of all this stuff. Yeah, yeah, the organic versions of this. They are doing this to our babies, and I'm just like, wow. And I said, thank God there's a baby food shortage. That's corporate karma. Because the creator, well, this is something everybody needs to know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and thank you, Lex, man. I appreciate you making that post, brother. That comment because like I said, this is a community and we all can learn from each other. And so he saw the baby food post on IG and then shot me the link for the whole for the baby food class action lawsuit. And then I started getting on there researching, and I was like, whoa! It was like lawsuit, just jump in. And so, that's something to, be mindful of. If you have a child these are the foods that you were feeding your children, and they're experiencing an issue, this might be a possible link to, what caused it. I know a lot of parents, especially when they have children that are autistic, they kind of, whenever I had it's a hard discussion. Yeah, it is. It's a hard pill to swallow. But the thing is, would you rather have a hard pill to swallow and kind of know where it comes from, or a strong possibility of where it comes from, and then be able to look into ways? I know we all want the best for our children. We never want to think that it was one of our choices that affected them. But being in denial about our choices doesn't neglect or negate the fact that it's what it is. And the first thing when you talk about healing is ownership of whatever the challenge was. And now what are the solutions? What can we do about it? Yes. Yeah. What can we do about it? How can we enhance that? And also, if you're struggling with, a child that has autism or one of these mental challenges, there's several ways that that are available where those symptoms can be alleviated, and for the most part, basically they can be healed from that and live, higher qualities of lives, or they can tip higher up on that spectrum. And so, if that's something you're interested in, reach out to us, and we'll be happy to, share that information with you.
Sharing is caring.
Oh yeah, because that's what we're all about. Mm-hmm. Our thing is about, if we have access to this information, we want to make sure it gets out there so that you all can, everybody has access to a better quality of life. Mm-hmm. And so some of the things to include in a heavy metal toxicity, heavy metal, somebody that, you're finding yourself, having a level of heavy metal toxicity, or a child that's been exposed to this. Kelp is really good. Cilantro, garlic, wild blueberries are good. Wild blueberries are good. Lemon water is good. Not so much for the baby with, especially with developing teeth or whatnot. But, you can slide in some lemon in there, help alkalize them. Spirulina, thank you so much for the love. What's going on?
No, there you go. Okay.
No, it's going to make the thing weird.
Okay, I just saw the comments coming from the side. Yeah,
that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. When you turn it like that, it starts to do some.
Okay.
Yeah, weird things mid-thing. Yeah. Because it's going to start flipping the video up. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Matty Monday. Blue barley juice, green tea, and tomatoes. Mm-hmm. Things to avoid: brown rice. Thanks for turning. Oh, okay, maybe sometimes. There we go. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. There we are. Okay.
Okay.
For this time.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. Yeah, things, foods to avoid if if you're experiencing heavy metal toxicity. Brown rice is at the top of the list. Believe it or not, more times than not, arsenic is found in brown rice. Yeah, it blew me away too because I was like, okay, we got some brown rice. That's our alternative. But come to find out, a lot of the brown rices, unless it's wild rice,
That's the black rice.
like the black rice. No, they got brown wild rices, but just like the brown rice in the box and stuff like that. That's is processed almost as much as the white rice. Yeah, it just isn't bleached. That's all. But brown rice tends to have arsenic in it. Fish in general has mercury in it, and so if you already have high levels of heavy metal toxicity in the system, having fish that has traces of mercury in it, yeah, it's not going to be good for you. Let's see. That's why my son switched to wild rice. Yeah, exactly,
Wild
Felicia.
rice, yes.
Exactly.
It's the best.
And so alcohol, well, for obvious reasons, your liver's not going to process. It's going to have an effect on your liver and your kidney. And so it won't, because where the heavy metal toxicity really shows up is it gets into your bloodstream, and then it starts to affect and disrupt the nervous system. And so, and then any non-organic foods, or inorganic foods, I should say, any foods that are made with preservatives, foods that are so-called manufactured foods, you want to stay away from as well, especially when you're trying to cleanse yourself of any type of heavy metals from the system. Kelp is an excellent herb for that. Then also we have an herb called the electric sea greens, which is rock solid for removing the heavy metals from the system. And so it's a combination of the algae and the different types of seaweed that act as a sponge and really absorb the heavy metals from the system and help the body eliminate them. Yeah, and so that's did you have something you want to plug in with on the baby food heavy metal?
Continue sharing that post. It will definitely make a difference in the child's lives because honestly, from what you shared, it sounds like from birth we're on a conveyor belt to illness and disease, and it is preventable. So that's something to keep in mind for sure. And we perish for lack of knowledge. And knowing brings in accountability. So now that this information has been shared, it is up to us, it is up to you to give this information off. It may not be, as mentioned, an easy pill to swallow, and especially with our children, you're part of that that tribe. You're part of that. You're part of their lives, in bringing them up as best as we all can, because we're all a village for the children. So keeping that in mind as well. Let's see here. Yeah, and just as it was shared before, forgive yourself, forgive your family for what you didn't know and the exposure that we are having ourselves and giving to the children too for these foods, and then seeking the alternative to what we've socially been conditioned to believe and know as best. I come from a background of marketing, and so I know that the labels, the colors, the characters, that's meant for your eyes to say, oh, yes, I want this. Oh, baby, isn't this? Oh, it has this character on it. Yes, I want that, mommy. Look at those ingredients. Make those ingredients yourself. Puree. Do whatever you can as much as possible by hand, homemade, and cook. that makes a big difference. Having it in your own hands, even if it's not necessarily vegan or anything, at least it's being cooked, so you're keeping the family away from the preservatives that they would otherwise be exposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I again share. I would just really encourage everyone to share this. Yeah, share and pay attention when you're in the store. So it sounds like you're sending us to the produce section more so than the aisles.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of scared about the produce section now. Yeah, because I mean, you look at if they're mislabeling or not labeling the baby foods on the level that they should. It ain't no telling. And these are supposed to be, and half of these companies these are the organic brands. So if you're doing this to baby food, what is this organic food on the market supposed to be?
Marketing.
Like, I mean, really, if and these are fruits and vegetables. They ain't got no labels on them. It's a tomato. It's a tomato. It's an organic, supposedly organic tomato.
Yeah.
And it's just saying, okay, well, instead it's not pesticide free. Like, you don't know. And so the only way that you can know is if you have a trusted source that you're going to. And so I want to really make a push and implore upon, really, reach out to folks and see who is interested in developing community farms that we know what we're growing. Every community, there's land somewhere, that nearby. And you can save a ton of money. It's just a matter of coordinating the effort for people to come together to grow their own food. Because this is ridiculous. Because if you're doing this to babies, and all this so-called organic food that that's costing us an arm and a leg at the store, that they're charging us for. Yeah, they're like, well, shoot, like the farmers markets, those are a good resource, but even then, it's like, do you really, 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 really know 100% for sure? And I don't think we ever really know 100% for sure unless we're growing it ourselves. Unless we're creating community farms to help feed ourselves. When we talk about, we're pescatarians, if we have our own fish hatcheries that we can monitor to know that, our fish are coming from clean sources. That's something to be, mindful of when we talk about a shift that needs to be made, because the powers that be, they don't give a damn about our health. They don't give a damn about whatever, sustaining our lives at a high level. They're just trying to make that paper. That's all the only thing they care about is that money.
Pure marketing.
Yeah, because they will sell us poison and tell us it's good for us. Really, they will sell us poison and say it's all good.
And
here, eat and be merry. And then we sit and have all these myriads of health conditions and challenges. And even when we try to do better, you see stuff like this. I'm mad. I'm not even going to sit here and BS you and be like, oh yeah. No, I'm pissed off at this, because it's like I look at some of the challenges that my older children have experienced and compromises in their health before I knew this information. And I'm like, damn, could this have been prevented? I look at my oldest, she had that aneurysm. And she was on the Enfamil and stuff because she wouldn't breastfeed. I was a teenage dad. I didn't know no better. Her mom and I was, we was babies ourselves. And so the doctors like, take some Enfamil and Similac and all this other crap. And, it compromised my number one, compromised her immune system. And, when I look at the challenges she ended up having over the years with the aneurysms and whatnot, even though there's some other things that kind of played into that when you look at from an emotional standpoint. But I'll get into that another time. But then I look at my baby girl, prior to her having them shots, she didn't have no eczema or no peanut allergies or no asthma. She didn't have none of that. And then she got them those shots when she was, I think, 3 or 4. No, yeah, 4 or 5, right up in there, in order to go to school, allegedly. And then boom, all of a sudden she got all these different conditions. You know, and you look at how many, children are afflicted with asthma for some random reason that nobody really knows. And when you look at a sign of heavy metal toxicity is respiratory challenges, because it interferes with the nervous system and in a way that it interacts with the nervous system to where it blocks our ability for regular normal body functions. And especially if it's got that mercury, man, that mercury. We can do a whole episode on mercury. It's insane, like all the things that mercury causes. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the bottom line is, what I've gotten from this whole baby food thing, they poisoned us from the beginning. And the only way we can really, 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 really focus on, or actually assure that we're getting clean food sources, is to band together and grow our own. Now, what that looks like, I don't know, because I'm not qualified to really speak on farming. Well, not yet. I think that's going to be the focus for the next year. Because we got a little bit of a yard. Maybe we'll look into like urban farming or plugging into somebody that's, that really gets down with urban farming. Maybe not having a whole community farm, getting, a whole bunch of people on board, but, maybe showing folks how they can create their own, in a limited space. So maybe we'll do it out here on the balcony or something like that before we regrade the yard. But yeah, that's got to be. If we're talking about a health and wellness journey, we really have to consider growing our own foods, at least a core group of the foods that that we like best, and then maybe we can outsource everything else to the farmers markets. But these corporations, they're evil.
And it's not a far stretch. I mean, you don't have to go too far back in your lineage to get that grandmother that grew the green beans, or the great grandfather like mine. He grew his own watermelon, green beans, tomatoes, all of these things. We're not far removed from the lifestyle that served the family best. So it's up to you in your yard or whatever you can do. I've seen people in their apartment grow food. I've seen people with balconies that have grown their own food. And definitely if you have land, soil, it's doable. It's doable. We just have to get out of that social construct of everything comes from the market. And I'm guilty of that, It goes to the store, have it delivered, whatever. And so seeing the potential of space with the space that we have, you know better and you do better.
Yeah, absolutely. Felicia says, can we go to farms? I've been following a few local farms to get, yes.
Support them.
Absolutely.
Support them.
Yeah, and you save a lot of money. I mean, is it the most convenient situation? No. But at the same time, what has convenience gotten us? What is convenience getting us? For the most part, it's gotten us lifetime prescriptions and medications. So, how inconvenient is that? And so, when we talk about, quality of life, I'd rather drive a couple extra miles or out of my way and really plan for, let's go to the farmer's market or let's go to a local farm to get, our fruits and vegetables, which we should primarily be eating anyway. Yeah, anyway.
And do your research.
Mm-hmm.
Do your research. And there's delivery companies that will bring fresh, organic fruits and vegetables to your home.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And so where the mindset of, for me, whenever we mention organic foods, fruits and vegetables, getting, good quality food choices and whatnot, there's always it's expensive. It costs too much money to, and so when I speak on growing our own, it doesn't get any cheaper than that. outside of the initial investment to start growing, which is, maybe a few less trips to Starbucks or a few less trips to, purchasing things that may not service or, on entertainment or whatever. And this sort of rerouting that money for in the short term, in the long run, it doesn't get any cheaper than that. And you know for sure what you're getting. The next best thing is going to the farmer's market. I used to be a market manager for the Compton Farmers Market. And so, and I looked at the difference in prices, and oh my God, I used to come up, off of, going to the farmers market. So I know from the inside out, the pricing structures that the farmers look for or what they need. And so, and the next best thing, going to the farmers market, actually the best thing is going to the farms themselves. And so we're talking about just different levels of convenience. So walking into your backyard and picking your dinner versus going to the farmer's market and picking your dinner, or going to the farm and picking it out. That's what I really appreciate about being here in the ATL, because we can go in any direction, 15, 20 minutes away, and we're at a farm. We found some phenomenal strawberries. We was all in the strawberry patch a few weeks ago. And so, it's all coming together. Let's see. She Rain says, it's all about prioritizing how you spend your money. Yes, absolutely. Your health got to be put first. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Oh, you in Georgia? Okay. What's up? Okay. No. Hey, neighbor. She Rain's in Georgia too.
Yes.
I'm going to start planning for my farm trips. Thanks for today's discussion. No, it's our blessing. I mean, it's like, thank you, for your input. But yeah, I mean, that's where we are today, because just seeing all that stuff that they, that whole baby food report and people talking about a baby food shortage and that's ridiculous. And then people cry, oh my God, where we going to get our baby food? I'm like, go juice a sweet potato, go puree a sweet potato, go puree some carrots, go,
pears and apples, and make it yummy.
Go grab and it's way cheaper. Yeah. And you got a nice clean source, what you're giving your baby, and they gonna be all right. The healthiest of all my children is our son. And he grew up that we never had baby food. Always smashed pureed fruit. Yeah, he went straight from the breast to the pureed baby food. And out of all our children, he's hands down. His immune system never been compromised. Does he get sick from time to time? Yeah, but nothing that boom he snaps right back. Mm-hmm. Whereas my daughters, because they're a lot older than he is, it takes them a little bit more time. Their actual immune systems aren't as robust as his, and so that's just something to be aware of. That if you're gonna do it, that there's ways to really do it, and it's affordable. Because that was always the knock. It costs too much to eat healthy. No, I'm like, shoot. No, it's just a way to do it. If you're trying to do it at the grocery store, it's going to cost you, because they want to keep you focused on all them cheapy foods or so-called foods, because them things ain't really food. It's trash. It's trash, and we're killing ourselves, with all this GMOs and processed foods and all this. We got to stop that. We got to do better. Because our health, as a country, is at an all-time low, and there's so many ways to eat, eat on a healthy fashion without having to break the bank to do it. And so that's really going to be this summer.
Yes.
We're going to get our farm together, our home farm, our urban farm. We're going to start off small, build something out on the balcony, and show y'all, like, okay, straight, tit for tat. These are different ways. So each week, that's going to be one of our topics is on farming and, home farms and how to create your own little space. and just really look into that, because we have to. I can't, after seeing that report, there's no way in hell I even feel comfortable going to the store anymore, because it's like, no, if you're doing this to babies, what are you gonna do? You can't trust none of these labels on the organic labels. You can't. Yeah, and so when I talk about being a change agent, it starts right from here, from home, and then then we take it and make it normal for our family, to everybody, to start growing food, within our family and whatnot. Have everybody specialize in something that we can trade, because we never can eat everything that you grow. And so we're really gonna. That's a shift that we've been putting off, because we didn't have the space before, but now that we're here in Atlanta and we have plenty of space, we're going to really start focusing on that. Looking forward to you both sharing your upcoming farm. Yes, Felicia.
Yes.
Yeah, because we got to do better.
Yeah, and if you guys would share what you would like to grow for yourselves. I know I'm thinking about growing collards and potatoes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. Share with us what you are looking forward to growing yourself.
Yes, it really says we have to grow our own. Everything is purposely. Exactly. Because the industries that the $1 trillion industry that exists in by name of the pharmaceutical companies, they don't make money off of us being well. They make money off us being sick. Exactly, Rita. Yes, that's our life. Go hand in hand with what we eat. Nowhere around it. Exactly. I mean, that's who and what we are. That's how food. She Rain is. That's how we connect and get the minerals and nutrients that our body needs to produce and grow. Because we're either eating to live or eating to die. And so many of us have what they call a diet instead of a live it. And so the way that we eat, is killing us. Yeah. It's not preserving our lives. It's causing us to age prematurely. And so, when we know better, we do better. And so I'm looking at this now. This is enlightening. Because, I would have thought at least babies was off limits. But I'm not surprised. I mean, shoot, earlier they starting those, they got that insurance, and they trying to tap that insurance for all those companies. Corporations trying to tap into that insurance all they can. Just share the video. Thank you, Felicia, for sharing. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
So, but that's our soapbox health rant for the day.
Yes, and bottom line, forgive yourself.
Yes.
Forgive your parents, forgive your family, forgive your village, and be the change agent.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good too.
Yeah, so, well, with that being said, I love you.
I love you.
And we love you.
Yes.
Let's see. Die is the cause of premature aging. Dementia and heart. Yes. Yeah, die. Yes, it is, Rita. Yes. And then She Rain says, life go hand in hand. Good day, guys. Blessings to you all. We love you.
Yes.
Have a phenomenal day. Bye-bye.
Peace.